Hi, this is Zoe, and welcome to another live workshop. And I hope you're ready for this. And just to make sure everybody can hear me, I'll go ahead and turn up the volume. I can hear myself, so everything is good. Everything is excited. So uh, there's a reason why the school system failed us, and I was born to believe that you go to school and you get a degree and get a job, probably like a 9 to 5 job, and then you get a house and raise a family. Well, if you just like, sorry about that, I'm having this phone call coming. So if you're just like me and you probably done all these things, so how is it working out for you? Are you happy with your life? Are you getting all the things that you deserve? Are you successful? You feel successful? Well, if you answer no to any of the questions, you want to watch this live workshop to the end, because there's some things that I will share with you, to be exact, how to reach your income lifestyle in 90 days or less. And you don't have to convince anybody. You don't have to try to sell anybody. You don't have to tell. You just got to work less than 2 hours a day. I mean, how does that sound? Does that sound good? Well, let's go ahead and begin. Well, just like you probably started out in this industry just like I did. And your main aim was to earn an extra, let's say, $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month. But what we don't realize, me included too, what we don't realize is what the money will do for us. Because if you look at it real critical, it's not the money that we're after. We're after the feelings. Because if I ask you, for example, uh, you want $5,000 a month. And then if I ask you, why do you need $5,000 a month? You come to realize that it's because maybe you want to provide for your family, or maybe you want to, take vacations, or you need that new car or new house that you need. But if I ask you that, what would that do for you? uh, it ultimately boils down to the feelings. So if you can get the feeling and the actions that you need to take, that will propel you to the right direction. That will propel you to your destiny, and that would be you be going towards the direction of your life purpose. Ultimately, these are things that we don't think about, because if I ask you, what is your life purpose right now? It'll be hard for you to tell me. And that's because one of the reason is, um, probably you might know, let me not just say, you might know what your life purpose is right now. I believe if you knew, you wouldn't even be watching this video right now, because to me, consider yourself lucky to even be here right now watching this video. And that's why you're a success, because if I ask you, what's your destiny? What's your ultimate destiny? What's your life purpose? Sometimes it's hard for you to tell me exactly, is because maybe you haven't thought about these things. And what I've learned is we have pyramids. We have levels of desires, every human, and this was best explained by a scientist back in the 20th century or the 19th century. Don't quote me wrong on this, but his name is Abraham Maslow, and he said every human has a hierarchy of needs. That if we don't have these needs met, it's like we're haunted by these needs. It's like we, you know, we basically we look for possible ways to have these needs met, and it falls from food and shelter, to love and belongings, to self-esteem, to self-actualization. And so we come hardwired with these needs and these levels of needs, and we have to have it met. And at the beginning, I was talking about the school system. There's a lot of reasons why it failed us, because if you look, Every human is moving up to that. Uh, I call it the pyramid. I mean, not actually me. He calls it like the pyramid of needs, hierarchy of needs, and we always moving up the ladder. And most of us, majority of the people are in debt, the lowest needs, you know. And if you're in debt, you're basically zero. You're below zero. So you have debt, scarcity, and the next level is prosperity. That where you have debt, which is the first level, and the second level is scarcity. The third level is health, where you're healthy, and the fourth one is prosperity. And we'll talk more about this as we go along. But what else that got to do with reaching your income lifestyle? Because ultimately you are here because you want to find a solution. You want that three-step system, to reach your income lifestyle. And that is exactly what I'll be delivering today. But first, I wanna close down your Facebook or anything like that. Just kind of pay attention to me here in the next 45 minutes or so, and you'll be getting step by step, because I'll present this stuff in such a way that uh it'll be easy for you to grasp. And that's what my ultimate destiny is, because really it's not just about me. It's about you actually getting paid, not just doing what you love, but doing with a passion, you know. So bear with me. So just like I was saying, we started out is because we want money. But isn't that amazing sometimes how, if you think about it, it's like money is what? It's a piece of paper, but then when you have, you know, a stack of it, what do you feel? You have this certain kind of like excitement. It's like your brain, it's like your eyes is telling your brain, or I don't know if it's the other way around. I mean, isn't that amazing? You have this stack, and it's like your eyes see it. It goes to your brain. Your brain tells your muscle, "Hey, get excited, get excited." And if you think about it, it's actually you telling yourself to be happy, because it's not. Because think about it. If you like in, um, I don't even know what. If you in a situation where money doesn't matter, uh, let's say you're in a, like a desert or someplace like that, where you don't find people around, and you cannot use the money that you need money to use. I mean, you usually need money to buy things, and you can exchange for stuff. I mean, think about it. Will you think that money is valuable? No. Why? Because there's not a body for you can't exchange it for things that you actually want. So ultimately, money, I mean, is really just a piece of paper, really, if you think about it. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. Uh, I hope this kind of makes sense, and I hope you're getting this. If you are, go ahead and like type in like a quick yes in the chat box. I just want to make sure you're following through with me. Now, if you're watching this and you have no idea who I am, maybe you haven't seen me before. Uh, my name is Zoe, and I started out in this industry back in like 2013, and it was actually in a traditional network marketing company. And before then, I was working in a hospital, slaving away 12 hours a day. And I don't know if you worked in the health field, especially the mental health field. And it was crazy because I was dealing with critically ill patients. It's crazy how if you have like a mentally ill patient that has issues, maybe like a broken bone, or having other problems, it's kind of tough because they're not alert enough to know what's going on. And so the issue was I was dealing with critically ill patients that needed my attention at all times, and so there wasn't any privacy. And and whenever I'm going on break or going to the bathroom, I had to tell either my coworker or my supervisor, because they had to know where I'm at all times, because I was dealing with these critically ill patients that needed my attention at all times. And so, what that's one of the things I didn't like about my job. I wanted to move around. I didn't want to be restricted to any particular job, place, or city. I wanted to do what I love to do best. Move from different cities and experience other places. Different cultures. That was, and actually 3 years prior to that, I tried like travel nursing. You all know what travel nursing is. They move from place to place and kind of work. But the problem was that I was like working 12 hours a day, and I wouldn't even have fun in the strange city. And so I wanted something else. I've been thinking, it's amazing how when you start thinking about something, it's like, that's why I believe so much in the law of attraction, because if you're thinking about something, you start seeing it. So I had this one friend of mine. He called me up and he wanted to just we actually invited him to our house because his old friend, and he wanted to see us and stuff like that. So it was just me and my dad at home that day, and he came up and he started this presentation, and he was drawing like circles on a whiteboard. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've been in a network marketing or anything like that. And he was telling us, you get to, and in like a month, you build this huge downline, and you're making all this money and stuff like that. And so we hypnotized, both of us, quickly signed up. And luckily, this guy promised that he'll be coming to our home to give presentation. And so that was really, really catchy, and we were really, really excited because this guy knew what he was talking about. And so he came in the first time, we invited about maybe 15 people, and he gave a presentation, and about 10 or 11 of them signed up. And we quickly made about $600 that day. And I was so excited. It was like, wow, like we made it, and what I did? I took my calculator. It's just kind of crazy how this goes, and I type in, I was checking, and I multiplied $600 times 30, for 30 days, and it came out to be like 18,000 or something like that. And it was so, I was so excited. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you're able to get all the things that you want, it's like basically you can do, just imagine yourself doing all the things that you really, really want, like going out, taking your family on vacation, buying the kind of car that you want, getting the kind of house that you want, getting the kind of friends, being around the kind of friends that you want, and just experiencing life in a whole different way. You don't have to wake up to an alarm clock. You don't have to, go to the job that you don't want. You don't have to please anybody. You just have to please yourself and maybe the people around you. You do what you want. I mean, just imagine. Those are the things that was coming through my mind as I was holding that calculator and I was typing in. I was multiplying 600 times 30, because I can imagine if I can just get enough people to come to my home and this guy gives a presentation, that's how we'll be making money. And by the way, he was a millionaire. So I mean, he's still a millionaire. So but things began to change when he started having a lot of distributors. And distributors are like reps, in the network marketing. And he couldn't be in like 6 places in one time. So he cut back on presentation, on coming to our home and stuff like that. And so um, our income just quickly dropped, from $600 to basically zero, sometimes even minus, because I'll tell you some things that, I did. So we had to look for a way, to, get our business out there, to spread our ideas, uh, So what we did was we got like these flyers, we put like nice photos, and put a website, to and a phone number to call us or something like that. And then we'll be going to, I remember going to Walmart and like the mall, and I'll be putting flyers on people's cars, so when they come, they see it, maybe they can call us if they're interested in that kind of stuff. And I remember one time, I was going about and I saw this group of people, they're going out to vote, and I'll be handing out these flyers to these people in hope that one of them will call us. And 3 weeks went by, not a single person, not a single phone call. And it was pretty depressing because I was trying to get, and I was calling my upline. He wasn't picking up the phone, and my family wasn't picking up the phone, and my friends wasn't picking up the phone because they know that I'm trying to get them to that thing. And it was pretty depressing because I had quit my job, and not too long my dad quit on me. He said this was too stupid, he can't do this, that that was a bad idea. And he convinced me to go back, doing, working in a hospital and stuff like that, and doing what I was doing. But and it was kind of depressing because how do you go to this lifestyle and you start seeing momentum, and then all of a sudden you come back to like complete zero, rock bottom, beyond rock bottom. And it was kind of depressing, and so I keep handing out these flyers, creating like 2,000 of them, handing out like 2,000 of these flyers in a day. That was shocking. But things began to change for me. 3 months down the road was when I got this email, from a good friend of mine. And he was, the email was just about how I can take this mainstream, and I can completely take, my whole business, do it online. And I was so excited about this stuff. I quickly signed up, and I was doing SEO, working, with Google, basically getting my stuff ranked. So that way, people, I was doing all kinds of crazy stuff, like kind of black hat, magic stuff that I was doing. And it was very unattractive. But I was excited. At least I can, spread my word, because I didn't even know back then all this stuff. And I remember, you know, uh, not just Google I was doing. I used to like get my link and post on different groups on Facebook. You know how I'll be looking for groups that work from home, make money online, any kind of stuff that has to do with online jobs or something like that. I would join the group and I'll be posting my link everywhere. And the stuff was very unattractive because I'll be getting like emails back, or I'll be getting like feedback messages, saying like, you're a scammer, I don't want to see all these things. We didn't invite you in this group. And then it's just having all these curse words. And that's one of the things I want to tell you. If you're having like negative messages, you cannot fight. The only way to conquer darkness is to turn on the light. You cannot fight bad for bad. Just ignore it, because somebody, an aggressive person, they cannot, if you're not responsive, they cannot fight themselves, because an aggressive person can only fight an aggressive other person. And if you're not responsive, if you're not responding, they get tired and they quit. So that's the one thing that you want to be doing, because I see people all the time. They get this negative feedback, especially with their autoresponder when they send out messages, and they get like this horrible feedback. And then they trying to like write back and be like, oh wow, it's not a scam. And it's like you're trying to convince somebody that they already made up their mind that they're not doing, they don't want to be part of what you're doing. And then what you're doing is you're trying to convince them, That takes so it takes so much work, you know. And you're trying to write back and say, well, you're trying to explain what your company does or what your motive is. It takes too much work, you know. And so I was doing amateur marketing, and it's like push marketing. You push it. It's very unattractive. It's very unattractive. Now things begin to change. It's like 3 months. I don't know. It's like I have this magic of three. It's like 3 months that within 3 months things start changing. It's when I came across the right system, because I have like thousands of systems, and you have people trying to get your attention, especially online. You probably know what I'm talking about. They call it shining ball syndrome. I don't know if you have that, and you see all these shining things, online, and you wanted to sign up, and you see like mansions, people giving presentations on mansion, and you see all the sales videos, people driving like nice cars, like sometimes on the beach, and sometimes they have, beautiful women and stuff like that, just to get your attention. And it's like everybody's trying to get your attention. But here's what, I wanna pull out the curtains and show you what's happening behind the scenes. And these are things that, yeah, you probably want to know, because things began to change when I came across the right system. And that's one of the reasons why I showed you how to pick, a good profitable product. Because if you look at the big picture, number one, you need a profitable product to promote. Number two is how you're promoting it. It really matters. Number three is whether or not you're happy with your results, and if you can do this over and over again. So those are the things. So things began to change when I got the right product, because it was a mass appeal product and it paid good commission, and there was huge competition. So those are the three major things that you want to pay attention to. And if you did not watch the video on using gravity technology and Alexa, you probably want to go back to one of the live workshop and actually watch uh, the presentation on gravity and Alexa technology, because it's very, very important, in getting the right product. So it's when I got the right vehicle, which is the good product, and I started reading at least 30 minutes a day, and we'll talk about that and what it has to do for you. And then the last thing was a good fuel to the vehicle, which is basically like traffic to your product. So what I want to do right now is I'll go to the slides. Let's go to the slides right now. And there's some things that I want to share that absolutely, and you probably want to take down notes, because these things are very, very important. So I'll share my slide, and you give me feedback if you can see my screen. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. So just bear with me while I do this. Let's see. So just let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. If you can see my screen, give me a feedback. Just type in like a yes on the chat box, so I know you can see my screen. This is really important. Uh, Let me see if I can get some feedback. Yeah, so you can see my screen. So that is good. So this is what we'll do. Let me go ahead and show. Okay. So how to reach, your income lifestyle in 3 simple steps. I'm not gonna make this complicated at all. This is basically like a simple stuff. You probably know about this. The first thing that you need is you need a ride vehicle. And there's a lot of things when you're talking about a ride vehicle. A ride vehicle can be, a system, a product, a membership site, a website, information product. So a vehicle is just something to take you from point A to point B. And they have a lot of vehicles. You have a bicycle, You have a car, you have a jet. I mean, those are the three things. So you can either take, a bicycle, or you can take a car, or you can take a jet. So they have all kinds of vehicles out there. You have people always drawing your attention and to try to get your attention. So, and you want to get to point A to point. You want to get from point A to point B. Now, there's some things when it comes to getting the right vehicle. And just like I told you last time, uh, with the right vehicle, if you go to Google, let's just put Google here. Now, if you want a good vehicle, there's something that I call a hook. Now, it sounds so crazy because, and a hook is just simply a big promise. This is a big promise. Um, it's a big promise that you're about to deliver. You know, I know I'm typing here on Google, but I might really get. So, okay, it's a big promise you're about to deliver. Usually, it's like just like the headline that you can see this headline right here. So this headline, that is exactly what a hook is, and there's a way of you going about it, and that has to do with your vehicle. Because if you don't have a good hook, you can have the nicest vehicle, but if you cannot draw people, like think about Twitter, uh, let's I don't know if we need to go to do this. Think of Twitter, because it's something that uh, let's see. Think of Twitter real quick. You see, Twitter, you have to have about 140 characters. Now, everything right here has to be 140. So think of Twitter. Now, if you look at Twitter messages, okay, you can see like this one right here. Oh, I guess the former president, Bill Clinton, is having a grandchild. So you can see this character right here will draw your attention, especially when you're doing any kind of marketing or anything like that. So if you cannot explain what you're about to do in like 140 characters, there is no need listening to you. And that's why I want to make this vehicle really crystal clear, because you need a hook, when it comes to a vehicle. And then the second thing about a vehicle that you need is a lead magnet. And what is a lead magnet? It's just a lead magnet is simply like a free stuff. It can be a video. It might be your Facebook page. Let's see. I want to show you what a good vehicle is. Um, so let's see. It's basically giving out something for free. You're promising something. You're promising a good lifestyle. You're promising. It might be even a video, or it might be even a PDF. It's like you're promising something. So it can be a video like this. You see, just it might be a lifestyle. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. This is Michelle Obama, and she's probably just talking. So it might be something free. It doesn't have to be something really. So that's what you're basically giving out something for free in exchange for people's information. It can be an email, address, phone number, stuff like that. So that's what a vehicle comprises. And then the second thing is you have to have an engine to the vehicle. And an engine to a vehicle is something like, they have Lambda app, so these are basically landing page creator, because you don't want, let's say you're promoting a product. I'm not sure what to choose right now. Let's just say you have a website, and let's just say this is your website, youtube.com, and think about it. 20,000 other people are having the same, youtube.com. So 20 other affiliates are promoting the same product. So how are you different? You want to create for yourself what is called a unique custom strategic funnel, and these services will help you. They have Lambda app. You can just go to Google Lambda app. They have lead pages. These are all like, landing page services. So you go to lead pages, or they have another one called ELPP, which is uh, Easy Landing Page Pro. Actually, this is it right there. Easy Landing Page Pro. So you can just go there, but for this one, you have to be a member of HTA. So you can type in HTA if you want. You have to be a member of HTA in order for you to do this. This actually it's called High Traffic. It's called High Traffic Academy. So you have to be a member in order for you to have that. And then they have another one called Megaphone app. So you have Megaphone app. So these are the ones, so you can check it out for yourself. And then they have also Kajabi. Now this is when you're like on the prosperity level. You know how I'm talking about, how I was talking about the pyramid. When you're on the prosperity level where you have about, let's say, $5,000 to $10,000 a month coming in, then you can go to Kajabi because it's a membership site. You create for yourself a membership where you have other affiliates like kind of working for you. And then they also have like, there's a more advanced one called sitesuit. It's just it's really kind of cool. I mean, you can kind of check it out for yourself, but you really don't have to be you don't necessarily have to be advanced, in creating, but they create like good, beautiful design landing pages that will actually really help you. And so those are the things when it comes to having the right engine, because if you have the right engine, because they have, if you take engine like, for Honda Civic and put it in a Ferrari, it's not going to move. So that's why you have to have all these things. You have to have the right engine to fuel, I mean, to drive your vehicle, to drive this vehicle that you had. And so the third thing is you need fuel to your engine. You need to fuel your engine so that way it can propel your vehicle. And the fuel is simply traffic, because it's not all traffic, and not all traffic are created equal, because before you start sending out traffic, you need what is called a tracking software. You need a tracking software. They have a lot of tracking softwares that you can use. You see, so one of them is ClickMeter. You can check it out for yourself. Just type it in, and that's ClickMeter right there. You can also use quality. Excuse me for that. You can also use Quality Click Control. See, you can check that one out. And you can use Tracker 123. Now, Tracker 123. Now, this you have to be, of course, HTA member, to get this. It's completely free. And then, so those are the things that you need. You need that tracker, and then before you start sending traffic, and then you need, already talk about landing page. So you need that tracker before you start sending traffic. Before you start fueling your vehicle, you need that tracking system, because you want to track. And then once you start sending traffic, in about a month or so, you want to calculate what is called EPC, which is your earnings per click. And this is very, very important, because you want to know, let's say you have earnings per click, you want to know, and this guy probably explains it. Look at, so you want to really see, probably want to watch this video. See, earnings per click. Let's see what it says. Well, I'm not sure. Let's see. So I'm not sure. I really don't want to spend too much time watching this, but you can watch this on your spare time. So earnings per click, is an important metric used for affiliate networks for reporting merchant or affiliate performance. So that's simply what it is. Earnings per click is your, EPC, and EPC is simply your earnings per click. Let's say you have 300 visitors, and this is how you calculate. Let's say you have 3,000 actually, 3,000 visitors divided by divided by the number of the money earned, which this will boils down to, you know, $2 per click. I mean, if you're able to make $2 per click, how many $2 you want to make per every visitor? If you invest, let's say you're getting uh, let's say per click you're getting five. I mean, you're paying 50 cents per click, and you wind up making $2 per click. So how many 50 cents do you want to invest, to make, 20, I mean $2? So think about it. That is very, very unique stuff. And that's what we'll be going through. But what I want to make sure is you get all these things clear, because this is like the big picture before we dive into uh, the little stuff that we'll be doing. So, and I hope this kind of makes sense to you. I tried last time to explain this stuff, and I'm not sure if you got it. It's because I didn't see your comments, and I'm not sure if this is making sense at all. And so what we'll be doing is we'll be going, picking up. We already got like a good, because I showed you last time how to get a good vehicle. And obviously by now you already know how to get a good vehicle. And so what I want to do now, the second step is I want to show you exactly how to create for yourself a custom strategic unique funnel. And what we'll be doing is we'll be going uh, to this we'll be going, let me take this back. And so we'll be going to each of these landing page services. They have a lot of them. If you can type in landing page services, there's a lot of them. Uh, so they have Lambda app. I think the first one that's coming, the one that we mentioned. Let's see which one is coming first. Anyways, the first one is Lambda app. So we'll be going through this services. We'll be picking one, and we'll be creating what is called a custom strategic funnel that's been proven to convert. And then we'll use now that to send traffic now to the a custom strategic funnel that's been proven to convert. And then you start seeing the big picture. You start seeing how everything is falling in place. But you want to make sure you get this first. That's how you can move up the ladder from depth to to scarcity, from scarcity to health, from health to prosperity, and you just walk up the chain to like health and wealth and all this stuff that you want. Because if you really really think about it, and I hope now this is making a whole lot of sense to you, and I hope I kind of hope you're getting this, because if you don't get the basics, it'll be hard for you to know what route. Because think about it, if you're building a house and your foundation is not strong enough, your house is gonna collapse when you have a little storm. So you want to build that foundation strong enough, so that way, even if a storm is passing, coming through, you'll be strong, and that's one of the things that I've been explaining, and I'm not sure if you're getting it. And if you want us to, if you like this kind of stuff and you really want to learn more about this kind of stuff, go ahead, share your comments, on the underneath this video, leave your comments and talk about your experience, and share this video. Because don't keep it to yourself, because a lot of people, especially on Facebook, they're looking for information like this, especially people that have been struggling with network marketing for years. And what we'll be doing is what I want to do. Um, think about it. How good would it be if I can, uh, add up a vehicle and the right engine to the vehicle and the fuel. That means put all three in the same system. You have a system that comprises of all three, so you can take advantage. Because one of the problems that I see a lot of people having is because they sign up for a good system, and then they need autoresponder. They need a tracking software. They need like landing pages, and they give up on their dreams because the system wants them to go outside the system, like whichever vehicle that you sign up under. I'll be mixed. Vehicle system is the same thing. So I always use these words interchangeably. So what I'm saying is, uh, you sign up for a good system. It doesn't matter, or product or whatever. And now, outside of that product, they want you to get an autoresponder. They want you to get a landing page, creator. They want you to get like a tracking software and all these other things that you need. I'm I'm looking for a way to combine all that in one system. So you don't have to go, you don't have to basically leave. This is just like Facebook. You don't have to leave Facebook and go to a website. Everything is right there that you need. So if you like this kind of stuff, just go ahead and leave your comment underneath this video, and uh, I'll be sending you a website, an email, and you can, if you like this kind of stuff, you can just enroll. So you'll be the first to know once I have this system that comprises everything. Is that making sense? If this is making sense, just go ahead and like type in your comments. And I hope this kind of makes sense to you. And until next time, we'll pick up from getting the creating a custom strategic funnel, and I'll show you exactly how to go about it. So until then, I'll see you next time, and I'm hoping that you have a blessed day today and take care of yourself. Bye for now.